President of the Republic, His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has terminated the duties of Mr. Ousmane Sonko, Prime Minister.
Sonko signaled that steep disagreements remain between him and President Diomaye Faye as fears of a political crisis deepened.
The men who promised to transform Senegal are locked in a battle that could reshape West Africa's future. This is the crossroad facing Senegal. For more than a decade, President Macky Sall has dominated the Senegalese politics. But in 2021, he had a very strong opponent, Ousmane Sonko. Now, this man was loved by the youths. He had a lot of backing, and he was showing signs of becoming the president of Senegal because everybody was loving him. He was young, he was ambitious, he was intelligent, he was a born Senegalese. It was looking like Ousmane Sonko was going to win the election until one day when controversy came on light. It was spreading around on the internet in Senegal that Ousmane Sonko tried to rape a masseuse. You can imagine what that means for someone who's trying to run a presidential seat. He's been accused of rape. In June 2023, he was arrested and charged to court. Most of his supporters said that this was a coup planned by his opponents trying to bring him down. But then on the other hand, it was just the right thing to do. Because of that incident, he was unable to run for the presidential election. And as such, he stepped down. But then, he went to his ally, his brother and friend, Bassirou Faye, and he told him, if you run for the election, this means that you can actually win. The only thing we have to do is to convince the crowd that Sonko is the same person as Faye. Guess what? Their plan worked because as they came out with that strategy, they won the heart of the citizens. And then they were able to convince them that Sonko is the same person as Faye. Faye won the presidency in March 2024. As regards, he was young, intelligent, vibrant, and a Senegalese. He came out outstanding. And then this was a win-win for Sonko and Faye. Few months later, President Faye made Ousmane Sonko the prime minister in Senegal. You can see what these brothers are trying to do. They were trying to come on the same page. But then, as they will always say, revolutions are easier to start than to govern. By 2026, the tension between Faye and Sonko grew so loud. They began to argue and then news were coming out online. They argued about economic power. They argued about politics and the direction of the country. And because of this tension, the alliance between two brothers began to crack. Ones who defeated the old guards beginning to fight themselves. Now let's go down to the reason for this issue. For years, France dominated the influence of foreign partnership in Senegal, meaning most of Senegal's deals with foreign partnerships were all done with people from France. Then President Faye came up one day and said, why are we only dealing with France? What happens to other foreign countries? He went to the US, he went to China, and other foreign countries to try and make business deals with them. For President Faye, what he was trying to do was to attract power, more access to capital, economic reform, and build country to a higher level. For Sonko and other nationals from Senegalese, advising him that going hand in hand with them will mean opening Senegalese economic growth to other countries. But then Faye didn't want to think about what they were talking about. What he knew and what he wanted was that they should not only deal with France, they should go to other foreign countries. Sonko even made a point. He said, if we're going to go into investment to other countries, it should not be at the expense of our resources. We should do a business deal that favors them and also favors us. But then guess what? He sacked Ousmane Sonko from being the Prime Minister of Senegal. But behind this twist, something was happening. While Washington was having a business deal with Africa, Senegal to be precise, they were also saying to themselves, we do not want Africans in our countries again. And as such, we need to cut down on the visa we're giving to them. We're going to cut the access from 50 to 20. That's like 2 out of 10. What does this mean? Oh, we want to do business with you guys, but then we don't want you guys in our country. They didn't stop there. They said, before you come, you need to show us all of the social media handles. Every single thing, you need to submit it to the embassy for us to check. They went further. Before you can come into our country, you need to have an email that's lasted for 10 years. When we thought that all of that was over, they went further. Once you get there, they begin to ask you questions. A question worth 60 pages. That was so hilarious because I'm like, why are we even going to America if we're going to be humiliated like that before allowed into their country? They made their points very clear. Stay in your country. Senegal is now left with a very, very bitter question. Can they tighten their alliance with America and reduce their partnership with France? If the two brothers are promised unity amongst themselves and to grow the country from where they are to another point are divided, what is the faith of the common man in Senegal? Senegal's story is no longer about power. Their story is now about oil, business, and economics. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Do well to like, do well to share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Solid Finance Podcast, for more finance content from us. Until next time, bye for now.